Susan is monitoring our. So Facebook has made changes. Apparently, the little red-headed monkey's not making enough money. It all comes back to money and power. And so now they've changed the way that StreamYard and other third-party things can or can't stream through
Hmm.
to a group. And so we're hot wiring it through. The one thing I would tell everybody is that, this interesting, Stu, when you pay attention to stuff, remember when we got thrown in Facebook jail, so that caused us to learn how to stream directly to our site.
Yes.
So that I think is ultimately where we're going to end up, is all this stuff's just going to be, we'll be announcing it in the Facebooks and the social media, and then we'll be streaming it to the site, streaming it to YouTube and other stuff like that. But if it's just strange how, well, it's not strange. Everything's driven by money. Um, but Susan is looking pensively as if the stuff is showing up. The other thing that they did, another reason why we'll start doing this mostly on the site, is that even if we can get the video to play, apparently the comments are not going to come through consistently into StreamYard or any other third-party thing.
Huh.
So
I had
I
a
don't
live
know.
yesterday. Did they just change that today? Because I had a live yesterday, no problem.
Yes, today was the day.
Really?
Yeah, they
Well,
announced it and have been warning about it and stuff
well,
for a
thank you.
while. But by Susan's face, I can't tell whether we're being successful or not.
I'm not seeing us in the groups I want to see us in. So I don't. The one where I've seen was not what did not happen like I wanted it to.
Well, somebody gave us a thumb up from somewhere.
Can you do it on profiles?
Yeah.
They gave us a thumbs up from the page.
Oh, they can give reactions from the page now?
Page works. Page has always worked. It's your
Okay.
profile that's been jacking up,
Okay.
and it is now groups that is jacking up.
Okay. But profiles and groups, but
Hmm.
pages still work. But again, this is so new that they're doing this, that it's apparently the trillions of dollars aren't enough. They need to make 1,000,000,001, and whatnot. But you know what? Susan will toil away and let us know. I'm going to put you in the driver's seat, Susan, and we're going to roll and just pop back on, like just pop in with a loud noise too, especially if I'm on a roll. That'll scare me.
Yeah, I do what I can.
I appreciate that. All right. So Stu,
Yes.
another update. This is one of those. This is one of those things where we're gonna like revisit some stuff. Okay.
I think that's a great idea, Jim. Because
Um.
you know why? Because I learn
I
something every week and I go implement it
There you. Yes, you
immediately.
do. I was thinking about that today. You are the biggest implementer I've ever met. You are a serial compulsive implement. You are a compulsive implementer, just like some people are compulsive masticators.
Well, here's the problem
Uh
is
huh.
it's on my brain. After you teach it to me, it is now on my brain and I can't get it out of my brain unless I go do it.
There you
I don't
go.
know if other people are like that, but it
Well,
drives me crazy until I get it done.
until you do something with it, do it all the way too.
Yeah.
So, Stu, new development. I am coming to you through outer space today.
Oh,
I
I'm intrigued.
yet again had uh the cable company let me down, even though between here and the main house, I'm at the world headquarters, as you know, even though between here and the main house, we're paying $350 a month for internet.
Damn.
So I spent 2 hours on the phone day before yesterday on Monday with cable company. They have no idea what's wrong. It's, the cable's not working right. The upload speed should be 50. It's like 3.
Mm.
And so finally, after 2 hours, oh, your modem's bad. Well, so they're sending me a new modem. I'm like, that's bull crap. It's not the modem.
Yeah.
And
Nice try.
so they're sending me a new modem. So I'm like, screw it. So I got the 300-foot cord out and ran it all the way from the Starlink at the house all the way over here.
Oh.
And I got it hooked up. It's not as fast, but it's more consistent. So I got somebody coming to run fiber optic cable from over there over to here to the world headquarters, and we're just going to start using Starlink instead. And what I'm
Mm.
going to do is I'm going to get rid of the cable over here. We're going to keep the cable over at the house, but I'm going to have it set up so that I can use the cable from the house over here. And then if that ever goes out, I can just put it into the Starlink. So I should be good, through Armageddon. So
Okay.
anyway, but this is Starlink. And dude, I remember back in 2006, I had that Hughes internet. Have you ever had the misfortune of using old satellite internet access?
I can't recall,
Yeah,
but
well,
I mean, I remember old internet access back
right.
in dial-up days before they had DSL. That was
Old,
brutal.
yeah, but old satellite internet was enough to make you think that felonious assault on a complete stranger was perfectly acceptable behavior.
Mm.
Because, I mean, you talk about frustration. So anyway, this is totally different, man. This is amazing. My thing's always been if I can play Xbox Live with people, then I know it's good. And I can play Xbox Live against people. So,
Okay.
all right, Stu, next. You did a little something with something we learned, Stu.
Yes. Return on relationships.
What happened?
I am still working it, Jim. I am trying to do something every week
Okay.
with my
So,
return on relationships. And this last week, it just happened. I didn't do anything. I was just there.
uh-huh.
But I made friends with a TV anchor local, and
Mhm.
he came out and watched our morning workout that we do uh, in the park
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
did
yeah,
a little
but
show on it.
yeah, did a little show, but how did the guy find you?
A friend of my wife
Uh-huh.
is friends with him.
Uh-huh.
And he said he was just saying, "Hey, you got any good story ideas?" They were just chatting. He goes, "Oh yeah, you want a story idea? Go talk to Stu." And my good friend Denise, her husband does this, and you should go check it out.
Excellent. So that's a good that's excellent. So
Yeah.
so this is what happened. I haven't seen this yet.
All right.
Even the headlights are blurry-eyed. Even the bugler hit the snooze button.
Go ahead over there. Are we early?
Stu Smith hasn't used a wake-up alarm since clocks were invented.
We're going to do pull-up.
Stu is a former Navy SEAL, hand-selected to go into places we can't pronounce, to do stuff that would make him a star in Marvel movies.
So what we're doing is a classic workout I've been doing since the 80s. Right?
But one day, he saw a group training to become part of Special Ops.
And they were messing it up, and I was like, what are you guys training for? And they told me, I was like, here, let me show you how to do it.
For 20 years now, he has workout partners on the B&A Trail here in Severna Park.
Teamwork, accountability. You show up every morning and you know there's other guys going to be waiting for you.
So it starts with that first early morning discipline to show up, and that drives just about everything afterwards.
They hear from the man who knows what it takes to take your mind and body to the next level, to push yourself to the point of finding the right button to push in your life.
When people make fun of the younger generation, that are my age, I don't see the type of kids that they are talking about. These folks give me hope for the future.
You are looking at the heroes of tomorrow. This is Stu's baby. They are Marines, soldiers, in the Navy, Air Force, at your local firehouse or police station, even in high school.
I got class after this. Class starts at 8:30, 6:30 right now. We got 2 hours to go. It's 2 hours to train. In November, I really didn't have a path. And then I met a Army veteran at the gym I go to, and he linked me up with Stu. And I started coming here, and it kind of gave me inspiration to do something bigger than myself.
Did I mention he does this all for free? All you have to do is supply the sweat and six-pack abs.
One way for me to give back, and it has allowed me to almost keep a foot in the door of a community that I really love, and I just want to make it just as good as it was whenever I was there, if not better.
Woohoo! That's amazing.
Isn't that good?
That's amazing.
There are three simple techniques
and I know
every
that
pro runner
dude.
uses.
Dude, that's incredible.
Yeah. I was pretty excited by it.
I want y'all to notice something too. Stu's making them do sit-ups on the freaking asphalt.
Yeah, I don't mess around.
There's no yoga mat out there. I just noticed, I'm like, oh crap, there's no way. My butt is way too sensitive to do that on the blacktop, man. That's crazy. I mean, those guys are getting after it.
Yeah, they're tough. That was a good group. Good group.
And, the cool thing is that, like you say, you got that level of exposure. It's basically, that's just a continuation of return on relationship. So you taking care, doing what you need to do, helping out those kids. And then somebody who knew somebody told this dude, and now you got that story, and who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Is that something that you could send out to other media outlets to say, hey, if you need, just kind of like, what could you, and in other words, how could you leverage that? Let's brainstorm just for a minute. How could you leverage that?
That's a good question. Definitely could send it out to other media outlets.
With
Maybe
what
even
purpose?
podcasts, do a live podcast out there or something with somebody. That might be kind of fun.
Right. But what would be the purpose? Like, you would send it out, but what would be the call to action? Like, hey, here's this 2-minute news story that was done about me, but then there's got to be a reason for them to want to talk to you. Do you, talking about fitness, tie it to the fact that most kids are too fat or criminal to serve? What would be the angle?
Yeah, you know what? That'd be a really good idea to get on other people's podcast, popular podcasts. We can talk about this thing I've been doing for 20 years.
Right.
And then from that, links to the website. In fact, after the segment was done, the three anchors just kicked back and forth like just some funny banter. But, the guy was like, you got to go check out his website. He's got books and podcasts and programs. And so he really hooked me up.
But you think about, okay, the immediate thing would be, okay, go find a podcast of somebody who's targeting kids that are trying to work out or whatever. But then you could also go after other fitness podcasts, especially ones that go after your other audience.
Ah, true.
But you could also go after any type of podcast where they talk about paying it forward or good karma or that kind of stuff. Yeah, giving back, community service stuff. Just thinking out loud,
No, that's good.
thinking about it, because again, that's the kind of thing that breeds, it's like stories come and go and they, reach that zenith and everybody's talking about it. It's like, hey, here's this dude who's been doing this for 20 years, helping these kids. You go after any type of military podcast. Have you ever been on the Mic Drop podcast? Have you ever talked to that dude?
I've talked to him.
Yeah, but I mean, there's an angle where you could talk about that. I think the angle of, recruiting's down, yet one of the reasons recruiting's down is because the kids are fat and can't move. And so
no more PE classes.
Right. So, I mean, that's a cool angle. Plus your 20 plus years of stuff. Anyway, I'm just saying, I know you don't like to.
No, I love it. I love it. I just took
stuff like that.
Great notes here.
I would go after Sean Ryan. I would go after the Mic Drop guy. I would go after, there's a Green Beret dude, who looks like he's about 30, but he's like 40. He's a black dude, who I could look up his thing, but all of those guys, he does looking for these guys who are mentoring the next generation, and guys are reaching out to them. Those are the dudes you just go to and say, hey, look, here's the angle. Here's the issue. Here's how we help people. I can give a whole lot of insight on that. And I bet you could get on some of those shows and leverage by leveraging not just that angle, but also this bit of news for real.
I love it.
Real,
Yeah, I'm going to send those guys emails today.
And I'll help you put it together if you want.
Yeah.
So if you do, if you don't,
Oh, I'm doing it.
either way. If
I'm doing, I'll be able to report next week.
okay. So, and I think I might have a hook for that. On how we could. Oh, dude, you just gave me the perfect segue
Oh,
into the demo that we want to do here in a little bit. But before we do the demo, Stu, you know me. I've been well, playing around with stuff, and so I've been experimenting with the songwriting and the other stuff to write songs. And this one I'm actually really kind of proud of. And so I'm going to force y'all to listen to it.
Out in the fields where the wild springs glow, robots are farming and roads they go. Skyscrapers touch the clouds, new tech in the air. But down here on the ground, there's a simple prayer. 'Cause the more things change, the more they stay the same. In a world spinning fast, love's the only game. No matter the age, no matter the view, all that matters is who loves you. Now I've seen phones that can think and feel, cars that drive themselves, idiots sleep at the wheel. At supper table, conversations key, passing down stories on grandpa's knee. I remember the time by the old oak tree, you said your heart's whisper softly to me. Through decades and gadgets, some truths hold firm. The next bright shiny object won't change a thing. We live and learn. So let the world change, let it rearrange. But hold on to the hearts that won't ever estrange. Through the ebb and the flow, through the old and the new, remember it's not a phone but love that sees us through. 'Cause the more things change, the more they stay the same. In a world spinning fast, love's the only game. No matter the age, no matter.
Anyway, I'm not
That's-
trying to be
that's an
Chris
incredible
Christopherson,
program.
but to think about what you can do, like I did that in about 20 minutes. Okay. And again, it's not, again, I'm not trying to be Chris Christopherson or something like that, but I am amazed at the power of all of these tools. And
Yeah.
look at how far we've come in less than a year. That's what's so crazy.
Yeah, it's exponential
Yes.
what's happening.
Yeah. On so many different levels. And I've seen, I've just been deep diving into every futurist thing I can find, every person that allegedly knows what they're talking about and is kind of even trying to extrapolate even 3, 6, 12 months down the road. People are having a real hard time doing it. It reminds me, in a historical thing, that like in World War II, at the end of World War II, everything was moving so fast, all the paratroopers were getting ready to jump. And by the time they were ready to jump, the front lines had already moved beyond where they were going to jump. So they had to just start training for something else. This technology is to the point now where the technology is creating the technology, meaning that the AI is teaching itself. The AI is developing on its own. It's learning in ways that they didn't anticipate, which is actually kind of scary as well.
True.
So anyway, I've delved into the darker side of it too, which is fun when you're doing mobility day and watching podcasts, but not necessarily, it's just really interesting where the technology is going. And I have a feeling that, like with that song thing, the song thing didn't even, I mean, dude, that didn't even really exist 6 months ago. And
No.
now you can use a genie to write a song and then take the song and put it in another AI program and tell it the style of music you want, tell it the type of voice you want, the instrumentation, the all that stuff, and it pops it out. It's crazy creepy in a another way. But the thing that's interesting is that all the stuff that we've been saying for the last year about, what's the one thing it can't duplicate? Can't duplicate you, can't duplicate your stories, your lessons learned, your opinions. All those things that we've been saying are becoming more and more and more important.
Yes.
Because the other thing that's happening, we've seen it with the genies, is the speed with which stuff is coming up. I mean, even with the genies, the speed used to be you'd hit the genie button and you had to sit there for a minute. Now you hit the genie button, it's like, here you go. What else you got? So, I'm excited but scared to see what's going to happen, and it's turned into a full-time job just staying on top of what's happening and the possibilities and stuff. Anyway, just interesting. Any thoughts on that?
No, I mean it's phenomenal. I think with the evolution that is occurring, the one cool thing I think about it is that it's going so fast that it's going to be um, more prevalent within society quicker than normal,
Mm-hmm.
right? So let's think about previous evolutions of technology, right? Computers at home, right?
Yeah, that
That
took a
took
while.
some time,
Yeah.
right? Internet, that took some time before it is what it is today, right? So each one of these, took decade to really develop. This has been a tenth of that.
And you know why that's kind of interesting now that you bring that up? Is because it's utilizing existing infrastructure. In other words, with the PC thing, everybody had to buy a PC, which a PC was like $3,000 back when $3,000 was $3,000.
Mm.
And then high-speed internet, you had to wait until, I mean, you couldn't just crap high-speed internet.
Yep.
And then everybody got a smartphone, but not everybody had an iPhone, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So now all of the distribution and the infrastructure is in place. Cloud computing had to become a thing, that giant server in the sky to be able to do the processing. No, for real.
No, you're right.
And now it's like the stage is set for it to immediately happen. It's just here. It just appeared. And as far as most people are concerned.
Yeah.
And I think you're absolutely right. So put on your Nostradamus hat there for a minute, Stu. And what do you think the future holds in the next 12 months? What do you think's going to happen?
I would say this. I think that AI is going to be used more often by everybody who says they're scared of it right now.
Yeah.
Because my wife was one of them.
And they won't even realize they're using AI.
Well, she does. And she's using it. She goes, "This is incredible. I just saved this much time helping write this resume or write this can't remember what it was, cover letter for something." And it was incredible.
It was
So
like a
thank
cover
you
letter for Will's something or other.
Yeah, like an internship
Yeah.
paper, just anyway, it was so it just is going to make things a lot easier.
So
And like you said, adding your soul is going to be the new technique that people need to realize that they need to add to this machine created data.
Yes. And so let's say technique let's say that's the soul, okay, which is story, opinion, uniqueness, and lessons, okay? But I will tell you, let's get the right color on this. I will tell you what, and we had a big long conversation about this yesterday inside of the team. The skill, because it's removing to some degree the necessity of developing certain skills, writing, brainstorming, all that stuff. It's removing that. But I will tell you that the golden skill, the one where you want to have, you've heard the old thing of human, or especially adult learning, is, subconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and subconscious competence. The one that you want to get to that fourth level of unconscious competence so that you're just burning on all cylinders and doing it right is the ability to edit. The ability to look at what ChatGPT gives you and be able to edit it. And the flip side, the other side of the coin on that is being able to polish. Being able to edit and polish what AI gives you, and that means being able to know if it's any good or not, and being able to then deploy it the best way is the skill. Because you don't have to be able to write it, but for example, today at 3 o'clock, I'm doing a quick thing with some of the folks that actually got their, 3 o'clock, some of the folks that actually got their course done through the 5-day challenge that we did. And we had a couple dozen throw them in, send them to us, say, hey, I got it done. And I noticed like everybody doing the exact same thing where they need to do something else. Not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying, the stuff to be able to make it better across the board, everybody needs to do the same thing. And so this ability to take the thing that AI gives you. So, there's a skill of being able to get AI to give it to you. And then there's a skill of doing something with it once you got it. The genies pretty much mean you don't have to be a prompt engineer. You just need to understand yourself, understand the customer. But this right here, it doesn't matter what you're, a speaker, a trainer, a coach, whatever, or if you're an agency, but especially if you're running an agency, whether an agency of one or an agency of many, doing stuff for other people, you're obviously going to be leveraging AI. Obviously, there's not going to be a bunch of monks standing around stand-up tables, hand gilding individual handwritten copies of the Bible anymore. It's not going to happen. Okay. AI is a necessity. It's a have to. That'd be like trying to pass a PT test wearing flip-flops or Roman sandals versus Nikes. I mean, you're just not going to get the time running in sandals. And so I'm telling y'all right now, this is the skill that you need to develop or have access to, meaning either you better be good at editing and polishing real fast, the stuff comes out, or you better have a spouse or an employee or a contractor or somebody that you can hand the thing to and say, okay, here's the target audience. Here's what I'm trying to do. I need you to read through this real quick. And I'm not even going to get into the fact check and other stuff like that, depending on what you're doing. But the edit, the polish, the fact check, the speed with which you can do this is going to be key. It's going to be critical. It's going to be everything.
Yeah.
Because what's happening with this AI stuff is that you're going to be awash. We already are awash in a sea of slightly above average content. And so you have to be strategic. You have to put your soul into it, but you also got to make sure that it's good. And it being good means it's been edited, it's been polished, it's been fact checked. This is the skill. Everybody was saying, you remember a year ago when people, prompt engineering, That's going to be the new $200,000, $300,000 a year job. Ain't nobody got that job. And if they did, they ain't got it anymore. For real.
Yeah.
Okay. Any chucklehead can pull up to ChatGPT and get it to give you a slightly better than average result. So now the game is speed, and speed of being able to take it from slightly above average to way above average. So you heard it here first. Okay. Step one, you got to be able to do the technique of putting your soul into it. And step two, you got to be able to edit, polish, and fact check, lickety split, speed. And the underlying thing with all of this is speed. Not today, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. You got to be able to do it. So anyway, but you know what, Stu? A lead in to what we were talking about even with you going after other media outlets or going after these other dudes with these podcasts. What do you think is the single most important part of that entire process of approaching these people?
My hook?
Yes. Look at you. The hook that you use. Yeah, the hook, and really the hook in the email subject line or the hook in the text that you send. Now there's hooks, you know, the different layers of hooks, but you're absolutely right, dude. Absolutely right. The hook. So, and do you think people, what do you think's more effective, a short hook or a long hook?
Good question. I'd say short hook.
Okay. Well, I would say that too, but then a little voice inside me said, cover your ass by saying you have to test.
Oh, fair enough.
But I think in the course of an email or in a text, yeah, the shorter the better. So Stu, got a little something for you today. Gonna open up access to everybody. It was appearing in the Susan's like, oh snap. Hang on. Hey Susan.
Hi.
We
had a meeting at 9. Why wasn't this brought up?
I thought we'd talked about this yesterday. The 357 word hook genie.
Oh, I let that go like 2 days ago.
Okay. Well, that's what I thought.
Carry on.
Thanks. Thank you. Appreciate you. See, we're to the point now where Susan's like, Jim's writing checks that I have to cash. Okay. So anyway, one of the hardest things to do is to create a hook that's just a few words. Yet the hooks that are the fewest words typically, from my experience, can be some of the most effective hooks. Like if you can get the thought across in 5 words rather than 17, all things being equal, the 5-word one is going to get you better results than the 17. Not always, but all things being equal, shorter is better. And especially on mobile and other stuff like that. So the problem is, though, that creating a short hook goes along with the problem that Mark Twain said, you know, I didn't have time to write you a short letter, so I wrote you a long one. And what that means is that any idiot can just blather out everything and get it all out. But the real challenge is being able to get all of the main big ideas across in as few words as possible. Albert Einstein said, if you can't state it simply, it means you don't understand it well enough.
True.
And so we got a genie that will help you to be able to come up with hooks that are short, 3, 5, 7 words. And so I'd like to show that to you now, and we'll use Stu as the example so that he can even try out some of these hooks, assuming we come up with some good ones on these people who are going to be our response guinea pigs. Does that sound good?
Let's do it.
All right. So we are here at the 357 word hook genie, which you can find through the menu. You can find it through the search. So pretty straightforward. It's going to basically, you're going to give it the focus of the hooks, and then everything else comes from having your avatar done. So this is another example of why you need to have your avatar done, because this is going to make a ton of different hooks. So we're going to load the special operations candidate. All right. And it'll fill in the focus. Now, the focus of this is, it says crushing your fitness test, but that's not necessarily the focus of what you're going to be hitting these guys
Let's talk
up with.
about fitness for the teenager who wants to serve.
Okay. Okay. So identity, we're going to keep the aspiring special operations candidate. Want to be a special forces operator? We're going to keep all that, or you want to change that?
Let's make it a little more more military generic.
Okay.
Instead of
So
spec ops, we'll just say military.
Okay. So
candidate, recruit.
Aspiring military recruit?
Yeah.
Okay. And wants to be what then? Member of the military.
But yeah, there you go. Member of the military, U.S. military. Service country.
Let's not do the U.S. because there might be people overseas who are like, does this work for Canadians?
Okay.
Okay. Immediate result they want, crush fitness test, or immediate result they want is to be able to
prepare
serve
properly for service.
Okay. All right. Long-term desire to have a career in the military?
Yes.
Could say to serve with honor in the military.
I like it.
I like that
another
better.
direction.
Okay. Problem, get rid of physical weaknesses. Yes.
Yeah, and avoid. Okay, never mind. I see the next one. Can answer the next one. Yeah. Avoid injury. Yeah.
So
ensure graduation.
Am I changing this, or are you?
What's it say? I can't read it.
So problem they need to solve, get rid of physical weaknesses such as swimming and running. Pain point, is this a long process of joining the military? Roadblock or objection, you don't always have access to ideal training facilities. Did you just put on glasses?
I did. My magnifiers.
Wow.
Hey, man, I'm 55. What do you expect?
I'm being ageist. In a perfect world, my ideal customer wants to be able to pass selection on the first try.
Get through boot camp uninjured.
All right. Benefits. My offer helps customers understand what it really takes to get to and through training.
Yes.
All right. Big benefit, develop the right habits to succeed in the military.
Yep. Perfect.
And create a never quit mindset. I would leave that. It's on the shirt. What's the number one result? Follow step-by plan to get a just get a contract. Get a number one pain, worrying about whether you're on the right path or not. Okay, so those are good, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so now we're gonna do your writings. Actually, let me save this. All right, so style, what do you want to do? Like Entrepreneur Magazine, National Enquirer, which one?
National Geographic.
All right. And discommunication style, I'd do DI.
Yes.
Copywriter style, let's do your boy Gary Halbert. How many hooks you want? 5, 10? Let's just do 10. And then how many words in your hooks? Now this is where it's kind of
trying.
Well, no, I mean you can choose whatever you want. I'd say 3. We start with 3 or 4 and then dial it up or down.
Yeah, I'd say yeah, 4 or 5. Yeah.
Let's do 4. We can always come back, and then I want to try the ones.
Oh,
Okay, so now so we're going to do 10 forward. Now, this is where we can choose, do we want to we can choose the hot button. So do we want to go after develop the right habits, create a never quit mindset, follow a step-by-step plan, worrying about whether you're on the right path or not? Which one of these do you want to create hooks about? Which hot button?
I'd say worrying on the right plan or not. That's a big worry.
The right path or not?
Yeah, right path or not. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do those. Now this next one, we got another set. Hooks based on prepare for military service, serve with honor, get rid of physical weaknesses, a long process. You don't have the ideal, get through boot camp uninjured.
Dang. So it's already started to dissect what we put in there?
Yes. So this is where you're getting more specific on the actual hooks.
Wow. That is
And
a
you
neat
it's a neat little
update.
feature. Yeah. So which one of these you want to focus on? Let's do the get through boot camp
let's do the
uninjured.
bottom one.
All right, so we'll do that. And then these other ones, we'll do some hooks based on identity and then some hooks based on focus.
Crazy.
So now Teen Titans transformed today. Power up, serve strong, get fit, do good, serve strong, stay fit, train, serve, thrive, serve well, train hard, sweat, serve, succeed. I like that. So, and this is really taking into consideration a lot of this stuff. So it's not divided anymore just on style versus this one's an amalgamation.
Right.
Okay, so identity hooks, join the elite, fulfill your ultimate dream, live the military life, transform into a soldier, serve with honor, pride, achieve your military goal, become a military legend. So boot camp beast mode, unleash, injury proof your boot camp, kick boot camp's butt, conquer, don't suffer. I like that a lot. Conquer, don't suffer.
Oh.
Boot camp crush with ease. I like that one too. Dominate, don't break. Boot camp pain proof formula. Bulletproof boot camp success. I like that too. You want me to add any of these to my clip in?
I just wrote them all down.
Okay. So no more sleepless nights, ditch the doubt, find your fearless self, escape self-doubt hell, confidence booster, kiss uncertainty goodbye, claim your bold identity. So let's go back up. You wanted me to grab any of those other ones, or
No,
I'll just
not
grab
necessary.
this?
Let's
Okay.
just see.
Well, okay. So now this is what I want to do. I want to change. Let's change this to just dominant. Let's change this one to Jim Edwards. We're going to change this one to clickbait. Then we're going to change this to 5. Okay. And we'll click build. And let's choose a different one down here. So let's do create a never quit mindset.
I like it.
On this one right here, let's do get rid of physical weaknesses.
Yep.
And then let's do these others. These are based on identity. Teen fitness adventure. Yeah, this is more like Teen Titan stuff. So in order to do this, we'd have to change the target up there from teenager.
Right.
But the identity, unlock your military, join the elite, armor up for ultimate success, get ready to serve strong. I like that. Enlist your dreams today. Enlist, step up and serve proudly. Power up for military success, get set for military greatness, level up, turn dreams into reality. Become a fitness superhero. I like that a lot. Elevate your small weakness, unleash inner athletic beast, transform weakness into mighty power, defy limits, unlock your okay. Cultivate the invincible warrior mentality. Oh, I like that.
Hey.
Now, these are cool, but I don't know how well those would work for a hook for talking to those guys, unless you were to say showing young people how to get ready to serve strong. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely showing young people injury-proof boot camps or conquer, don't suffer. Showing young people how to conquer, not suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to see this, what the two words ones were: soldier up, fight on, achieve victory, warrior mindset. I like that. Forge courage. I like that. Earn honor. I like that. Be elite. I like that. Service gears right now, elite prep, mission prime, battle ready, duty fit. I like that. Service strong, warrior prep. I like that. Unleash grit, conquer fear, elite mindset, war stories, salute, sacrifice, battle ready. I like this battle ready. Iron resolve, soldier strong, courage code. And then just for grins, let's see what it does with one. I remember, I know one person that ever used a one-word hook and it worked really well. And the hook was proof.
Dang.
And it was proof that what he was selling worked. And the entire sales letter was nothing but unleash the beast. It was all testimonials. Yeah. It was a re-release of a product and it was all testimonials.
Great idea.
So anyway, that is the 3, 5, 7 word hook genie. And actually it's the 1 through 7 word hook genie.
Yeah.
But that'll help you come up with quickie hooks to be able to grab people's attention no matter what you're doing. Now, interestingly enough, we have that built into, as soon as I made this, I realized we needed to build that into the FB ad genie. So we ended up including that in the FB ad genie to create the headline that you need for your hook.
Smart.
Yeah. Any thoughts? So how could we use what we just did there in the situation of you contacting those dudes about being on their podcast? What are your thoughts?
I mean, my thing would, send an email. Hey, from Stu Smith, how he helps young people conquer military training, not suffer through it, or something.
Yeah, but I would do it in the present tense. So it would be like, from Stu Smith, we're helping young people serve, not suffer. Ooh, we're helping young people serve, not suffer. Hey, Mike, Stu Smith here. Just wanted to reach out to you about a possible idea for a show. Been doing this for 25 plus years. Just had a really cool news story done on us. Link here. Would love to get on and share now, especially when we think about how the majority of young people in this country are not qualified to serve, not because they're criminals or stupid, but because they're too fat. And I would love to come on your show and talk with you about what it takes and why, what we're doing, what kids can do, what parents can do, what anyone can do. And the other side of that coin, good thing we have this transcribed. The other side of that coin can talk about what we're doing with aging warriors now and how I've been doing this so long that guys I was training back in the day are retired and coming to me for mobility and fitness over 40. And so we can really discuss an entire fitness journey for men and women who serve in the military and firefight. You know, that's your
Yeah,
hook, dude.
that's it.
That's
Yeah.
the hook. That is the hook. That's the pitch. I would go to Eddie Gallagher. I would go to the mic drop guy. I would go to Sean Ryan. I would go look on Facebook and look on YouTube, and every military podcast guy start sending that same pitch to all of them. And I
Yeah.
guarantee if you pitch 30 or 40 of those dudes, which there are a lot,
Yeah.
you'll get picked up by at least 10%. But that's the message, dude. We just talked it out. That's the
Yep.
message.
I love
That's
it.
the hook. That's the hook. Service, not serve, not suffer. And then been doing this forever. Here's the a recent story they just did. This is what we're doing for kids now because they're all fat and can't serve, and that's the big change. That's the news hook.
Yeah.
Is they're too fat, not because they're stupid, not because they're criminals, but they're too fat. And then you slide over. This is how you take it from being an hour-long show to a 2-hour show, which is what they all seem to want to do. And you start talking about the aging warrior. God, I hope this works, man.
Love it.
I think it will. Well, I know you'll keep me in the loop.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, I have to give
do you make money while you sleep, Stu?
I like that, by the way. I have to give Carlin some thank you. He was able to educate me on something that I have not known the answer to for 10 years on updating my Shopify articles, which, by the way, it's right there, right in front of me. Been there forever.
Uh-huh.
It's just basically changed the date.
Are you talking Carl or Carlin?
Carlin.
Okay.
Yeah, Carlin hooked me up.
Do you see what's going on around us on this page, Stu?
Yes.
Do you see all the animation?
I like it.
I guess Nancy did that, but Susan just kind of threw it on there.
Huh.
Did I just fart?
Hmm.
Oh,
I
we're
did
dropping
not,
knowledge
but
bombs. Oh, wow. You're a hippie,
that is
Stu.
so fun.
What?
Once
This is
again,
great. There you go. All right. Well, Stu, any final thoughts?
no, I think we're good.
They just said that Jim can't change a light bulb, is what they were just saying.
Oh,
My team.
I like that. I'm going to be kayaking this weekend.
There you go. Apparently, I'm going to be performing an operation. Just a quick reminder for those of you who are copyandcontent.ai subscribers, keep your subscription current because on June 1st, we're doubling the price. If you're not a member yet, if you're not a subscriber yet, you should be, because June 1st, we're doubling the price. So just letting y'all know. When we looked at all of the genies that we've added, when we looked at all the training that we've added, when we looked at all the real-time sprints and other stuff that we've done, this is absolutely, we have to raise the price. What sparked this was I was showing this to some buddies of mine that are big time on the internet, and they're like, oh man, they're like, they're afraid to ask, how much is it? And I tell them, and they're like, that's it? So the price that it is now is actually cheapening the value of what you actually get. So we can't keep it at this price.
Plus, with great training like genie hacking, we all learn cool stuff.
Absolutely.
Do these genies. In fact, I wanted to give shout out to Carlin one more time because he hooked me up, and now I've been updating all of my articles with dates. I don't know what that does with SEO. Maybe it helps. We're gonna find out. So
one thing that you could do, just as a thought, is with some of them, take the new article, the article that you redid. And if y'all don't know what we're talking about, go watch a past episode. Take the new article. Here, let me go. I think if this machine behind me ever goes out, I'm really screwed, Stu.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I would do. So you got the old article that you want to refresh. Okay.
Yes.
What I would suggest is that you rewrite the article. It's going to be different enough that it's not going to be considered duplicate content. So I would post the new article, and then I would do a link from the old article to the new article. So
Oh.
this article has been updated. Okay. And I would have like this article, I would have static text, this article's been updated. And then the linkable text should be the title of the new article, which we know is going to have your keywords and other stuff in it. So that's how I would do it. I wouldn't just have this article's been updated and that's the link text. It's
Right.
red text that says this article's been updated. I would put it up at the top, and then it would have a link to the new article with the title of the article. That's how I would do it. That way you're not losing any potential from the old stuff, and you're, not muddying the waters. I'm not telling you to do all of them that way, but you might test doing some of them that way. Just a thought.
No, great idea.
Every once in a while. I have one. And maybe that was one.
That was more than one.
All right. So again, price is doubling June 1st. Without exception. So appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for finding us wherever you could find us with the changes to the Facebook group and being able to stream or not stream or see comments or not see comments. The one thing I would tell you is start getting in the habit of coming directly to the website to view the copyandcontent.ai report. Can never go wrong by showing up to the site. Great job, Stu. Talk to you soon.